Hi, and welcome to this update video. I'm not sure you noticed, but I've been gone for a while. No live write-ins, no Twitter activity, and all of my shorts videos were mass-produced a while ago and pre-scheduled, often with my previous model, which was kind of a bit more out of sync. Long story short, I was bedbound for a month from extreme exhaustion. I'd burnt out. A side effect of having POTS, a condition that decides you've ran a marathon every time you stand up. So, rewind to 2 months ago, and I knew my energy was failing me. So I'd set myself a timetable of stuff to do during the day. That was failing me, so I tried to set a reduced revised timetable. My energy still wasn't playing ball. So I lacked energy. I got stuck in a boom-bust cycle. A boom-bust cycle, you use a lot of energy and it takes longer to recoup that energy. You can do slightly less with the energy that you've recouped, but you have more of a deficit of energy afterwards and it becomes a bit of a spiral. I'd become almost nocturnal. So I was running about 4 hours behind the rest of the UK in terms of a sleep schedule. So I'd literally had to tell friends and family that, okay, if you look at whatever time it is, rewind 4 hours and that's probably the time frame I'm running on during my day. Think Central American time zone instead of UK. So one thing I've done, and it took me a long time to get through, was to reset my sleep schedule, to push myself as a hard cut off of, okay, I knew it would take weeks to recover, like no, this needs a hard reset. I'm going to induce jet lag, I'm going to stay up or force myself to go to sleep at a certain time, force myself to wake up, kind of working, kind of not. It's not as bad as it was. I'm a couple of weeks into it now. I think I still need to go back to setting alarms. It's drifted again by an hour. I need to rein it in. Moving on. I've had to create a setup to let me use my PC from my bed. Because what I found is, even still now, I'm still in a state of recovery. Chronic fatigue is something that comes alongside POTS. It's a thing. If I sit at my desk for 1 hour, then during the day, at some point, I will need to have a nap or accidentally fall asleep to recoup that energy, and then I won't be able to do anything for the day after. Not that helpful when you've just redone your desk, and I also have a new ergonomic chair, which is really nice. I think that's one of the reasons I'm now able to sit upright at all at my desk. Now, writing a novel when you're in that state seems like a massive, massive thing. If you can't sit upright in bed, then writing a novel is something you tend to put on the back burner, and it's been like that now for 2 months. AuthorTube, though, is a place where people can be very serious with their writing, pushing forward with targets, goals, word counts, deadlines. There is a lot of positivity there. I'm not saying there isn't, but sometimes if you have health issues, they may not align with the place that you're at, and it's fine to take a step back as and when you need to. I am currently at that place of having to take that step back. So I just don't have it in me at this point in time to be writing, to be creating things original, as it were. But nevertheless, the fact that I am an author still never escaped me in those 2 months. I still have people wanting to buy my book. I still have things like website fees to pay. And I'm still getting scam emails trying to sell me services. Thankfully, these have dwindled from about 6 a day down to about 1 every few days. And I have a few ways of managing that. So a few rules I've used to try to handle these scam emails. One is to have an autoresponder that cold selling states that cold selling marketing will not be responded to, and that's triggered by certain keywords. I have a separate email address for people who want to receive a free review copy of my novel listed on my website, and there's a form you need to fill in to do that. A lot of these people will not go through the hoops. They will claim to have already read your book, and I'm like, well, I'm a small indie author. I'm seeing over the last 2 months, no one has bought my book. So, yeah, where did you get it, if you did? Number 3, knowing that reputable businesses will not use free email addresses. Now, they seem to have picked up on the whole, hey, people are being, tipped off if you're using Gmail. So I actually had one pop up that was from AOL. And number 4, I've had people ask me questions like, hey, are you the author of this novel? Because I have a message for you if you are. Or do you have a Goodreads page? These are things that can be easily Googled. And what they're trying to do with these very innocent sounding emails is to check that your inbox is still being monitored and is still active. So ignore them. They may very well be real people, but they can fix that with a Google. One unanswered email isn't going to change their life. You're not bad for ignoring that. I've even had some of them attempt to be editors from big fish publishers, like Hatchet and Harlequin. In the case of Harlequin, I reached out to them because I'd worked with one of their kind of editors before. Like, I've worked with a line and copy editor who they have hired, but on kind of an indie basis. So I took that one quite personally. And I sent them it. They responded. I sent them like a full bio of... was it data bio of everything behind the email? Sent it off. They've sent it to their legal team. And we'll see if anything comes from that. I will say, though, that the most sickening so far that I've experienced was people pretending to be from the radio station for the Royal Institute for the Blind. That's a charity. That is sickening. Another thing is, if you get something like that, wait 24 hours. If you wait 24 hours and you get emails kind of similar ilk, so all of a sudden you get something from another global radio station within 24 hours, you know it's likely a scam. So wait the 24 hours before doing anything. It's kind of worth it. So, off tangent, I've currently removed all expectations, or should I say self-made rules and restrictions, in terms of my writing for now. Same with producing channel content for YouTube. Instead, I'm focusing on small things like trying to sit upright and get out of bed to my desk. Hopefully, if I can do that every other day, bonus. If I can do that every other day, maybe just for an hour, without falling asleep on the same day, even better. It means I'm making progress. So I am still in a state of trying to build up my core energy back from baseline, which was pretty much 0. I am actively breaking that boom-bust cycle, and I don't want to push it too far too soon. I might write some one-shots or some poetry, maybe. Some flash fiction. We'll see. I accept that I do write as a hobby. I am not in it to make money at this point. Physically, it's beyond me, and that's something I need to tackle, but that's okay. I'm also having my butt kicked by seasonal allergies, and I lost my starter Pokemon before fighting the first gym in my Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge over at Adara Unwinds. Anyway, I try to keep this channel focused on writing as much as I can, and since I haven't been doing much writing, I haven't been posting. Same with all of my other author-related social media. Ultimately, health comes first. But I have been on a bit of a binge of One Piece and trying to catch up with that. I'm like, hey, if I don't have much energy, I can't do much. Now's the time to catch up with the series renowned for having over 1,000 episodes. So I've been kind of flicking between the anime and the manga for that. If you have made it this far into this video, then it means I've actually released this video. And if I have released this video, it means I've made quite a big decision. So, I have long hair. I've had the same hairstyle now for over 20 years. I've physically struggled to look after it increasingly over the last few months. So if you're watching this, then I am now the owner of a Bixie cut. Think a cross between a pixie and a bob, kind of retro 90s style. It's a big change for someone autistic to handle. So, am I liking it? I won't know. We'll see in the future. For practicality reasons, it makes sense. Who knows? If you want to keep more up to date with me, then you can find more tiny little updates every now and again over at Adara Unwinds in the community post tab. Other than that, I'm keeping quiet, keeping to myself. I'm just taking things day by day. I may be hopping in and out of AuthorTube every now and again, and mainly looking at the community tabs. I won't be hopping into any live streams. Live write-ins. I can't keep up with them. Apologies if I'm stumbling over my words. This has been a lot to script and record. I don't think I'll have a lot of energy to edit this. It'll take me probably a number of days. But here's hoping that I can do some good stuff with it. The one thing I have done author-related is put all of my different projects now into folders. That's a thing. I did a thing over the last 2 months, I suppose. I've also printed out a quote and stuck it onto my bookcase. And I think it's something that, in this day and age, authors especially, or any sort of content creators, need to remember. Most people know the phrase, I'm just going to look over here to look at it, a jack of all trades is a master of none. And most people use that as an insult. And the idea is, okay, you go to college, you go to university, you specialise in something. In today's society, that no longer holds true. And this is where people need to remember the entire phrase. And the entire phrase is from Shakespeare, and it is, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. And I just want you to stop and think about all the different hats you're wearing, especially as an author. If you're a traditionally published author, that includes looking after family, friends, yourself, your self-care. As an indie author, everything from marketing to publishing, on top of everyone needing social media, marketing, all these different skills, all these different hats, as well as from writing to plotting to editing. And the sheer amount of transferable skills that we have is astonishing. But also the sheer amount of those that we're juggling. And please don't think that you need to be juggling all of those things at the same time. Some of them can fall back. Some of them need to be pushed. Run it at your own pace. You know what you're capable of. And please remember that we're all human. We all have limitations. And that's fine. That's it from me. Until I get inspired to make a new video on a new topic. Then I'll see you again soon. Hopefully. Bye.